Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Monday, December 19th. The countdown to Christmas is on. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham. Skee Profit will be here in a moment as well, ready to break down the Monday card. It is a big one, so we'll jump right into it on this Monday. And we will begin with, I'm just taking a look. There we go. We will start with Utah taking on Cleveland. We've got the Cavaliers 6.5-point home favorites in this game. The total has been bet down actually to 220. Pretty much across the board. So we've seen a lot of money come in here on the under in this game, Jazz and Cavaliers. As far as this matchup goes, Cleveland continues their, incredible ways for the most part on their home floor. Although the last two times they've been at home against Indiana and Dallas, they won those two games but did not cover. So the covering hot streak has kind of cooled off for the Cavaliers, but they still beat Indiana, Dallas, their last two games here at home. They've been terrific at home all year. 14-2 straight up, 11-4. Actually 12-4, I should say, ATS at home this year. They've been excellent. They get a Utah team that was beaten down by the Milwaukee Bucks on Saturday night, 123-97. A Jazz team that is not going to be without Kelly Olynyk tonight. He's been downgraded to out. Everybody else should be good to go. As far as Cleveland goes, relatively healthy team other than Rubio, but he's been out for a while. I would only look at the Cleveland side. I don't go against this team on their home floor, and I'm definitely not interested in doing that. Milwaukee is kind of off a humbling loss, an embarrassing loss. They haven't been terrible in the road underdog role, but no, it would be Cleveland for me in this one. And I did go ahead with the Cavaliers here, -6 across the board. What do you think here? We'll let Skee settle in for a sec. Dutch, what do you think here, Utah and Cleveland?
Yeah, man, real quick. So to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. It's Medicaid Monday. So it's only right the panel is loaded. Yeah, man. Shout out to Mike and Pimp Slap Play of the motherfucking day. It's good to see you, my guy. Stay hot. Star Child, good to see you as always, my man. And Tasha, it's nice to see the young lady in the chat as well. I like this game. I do like this game. It's nice to see Ski as well, sorting the fuck up. Better late than never. Yeah, man. As always. And it's Christmas week, man. Hey, it's the holiday season, so blessings to all. Let's have a beautiful week, and let's hit them straight over the head right here on NBA Pub Hub, right? But yeah, man, Cavaliers -6 is good money in my opinion. Bobano touched on a little bit, did have a couple hiccups at home of late. But this is a big game right here. This is a very intriguing game. You obviously got Spider going against his old team in Utah. You got Clarkson coming back in. Shout out to my guy, Dabby Cav. He's liking the 3-point prop here against his old team, of course, plus money, I believe. You got Markin, coming back as well. So this is a very intriguing game, but I honestly think the Cavaliers this is a nice Cavaliers spot here. They are 10-4-2 overall ATS at the house, 10-1 straight up last 11 at the house. So they handle business, whereas Utah, on the other hand, somewhat suspect on the road. They've lost 5 straight basketball games on the road. They are 1-6 as well. ATS last 7 versus the Eastern Conference. But what this comes down to me is I think they're going to rally. They're a better basketball team, obviously, in my opinion, better coach basketball team. They should smash them on the boards, but I think they're going to rally around D-Mitch and, let them know. I think it's going to be a statement game here. I think, I can see Utah hanging around for a little bit. I'm going to stay away from a first half, which I usually do, tend to bet on Cavs first half here. I'm not mad at a first half spot. I just think full game, 4 quarters, the Cavaliers will definitely win this game by more than 6 points. So give me the Cavs -6 is good money.
All right, Cavaliers laying the points, and you're right. This is a fascinating game. You're right. The players playing their old team, and of course Donovan Mitchell gets to play the Jazz. Probably always interested in props with players in these kind of situations. What do you think here, Skee? Jazz, Cavs?
I feel like how Dutch be feeling sometimes. We be like, you already talked about it, so I ain't gonna say too much on the Cavs side. Y'all already talked about the Cavs. I like them too. You know what I'm saying? But I'll talk about the total. I think it's gonna be an under game, and really, it's a couple things I'm looking at here. Both teams bottom 10 in pace the last 5 games, with Cleveland being, the slowest playing. Both teams top 10 defending the 3. So if we liking Cleveland to win, and they playing at the slowest pace in the league, that means they should control the pace and it should be a lower scoring game. And I'm looking at what both of these teams have been producing the last 2 weeks. You have 9-4 combined to the under. Cleveland at home, 4-1 to the under. and Utah 2-0 to the under on the road. And if you combine both of those, last 2 weeks, home and road, they combine to average about 217.5. So that gets us under, still under, what is it, 220 now?
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
There
Well,
is
I like
for you.
Yeah, it's 220.
Yeah. It's 220. Yeah, it still gets us under that number. So I would like that. And I would like the team total for Utah under. I know I bet it at 108. I'm not sure where it's at right now, but really looking at what Cleveland's been allowing all year is less than 105 points per game. And at home, it decreases by a point or two. So I think they'll, like I said, play a slower game. You already know they're top 10 defensive rated team. And Cavs under, and Utah team total under. 3 bets.
Yeah, Utah team total under's 107 right now, so it has been some money coming in on that team total for the Jazz to the under in this one. All right, Wham Bam, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Y'all know I like a lot of shit in this game. I just start off with the props here. Since my guys, again, I think you guys are right on with the Cavs, probably just holding it down here. They are really good at defensive rating, number 1 in defensive rating last 5 games, number 3 in holding opponents to 103 points. But as far as the props, let's talk about it, man. Darius Garland, double-double. I think it's back in action. We're getting value, man. Plus 200, hit the last 2 games. And then we know what type of offense we're going to get from Donovan Mitchell. But is he going to be the playmaker here? I don't think he's going to be passive at all. So I think he's going to be mostly scoring, and it's going to be the playmaking duties back on Darius Garland. It seems like it's been ramping up over the last few games. That's the issue I had with taking this prop, seeing where we're going to get. Who's going to be trying to distribute? Is it LeVert off the bench? Is it going to be Darius Garland mostly through the game? I think it's going to be Darius Garland. So I'm not taking anything with him as far as points, but double-double or over 7.5 points. Assists. I do agree with that. But I think it's double-double time here for him. He hit it the last 2 games. I'm going back to the well with that. I think Darius Garland is going to be feeding Donovan Mitchell today. And then I'm going on the other side of here as well. My guys talked me into it, man. I think this is a great look with Laurie marketing. Over the last 11 games, he's went over this 2.5 3-point makes. We know he's going up against his whole old team as well. He actually got to go to the building. You get your guy Donovan Mitchell. He's still in Cleveland. It's a little bit more love for him rather than it is for Laurie. So I think Laurie's going to definitely show that they gave away an all-star when they traded him today, and I think he is going to be an all-star, knowing that it's going to be in Utah. They got to have Laurie out there, right? So I think you're going to get Laurie out there representing it today and going over the 2.5 3-point makes. So I like Laurie over 2.5 3-point makes. Darius Garland double-double plus 200.
All right, that's a really good prop game for sure. I'm not too concerned about the Milwaukee game Wednesday. It's not tomorrow. It's a couple days, so it's not like they're playing them tomorrow. And I think this is a game you get excited for. You play Utah, and if you're Donovan Mitchell, you don't care about Milwaukee. You care about this game. You're facing your old team. You want to make a statement, I think. So I think it's going to be all eyes, all attention on Utah tonight. If you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, you're not too worried about that Milwaukee game. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that Milwaukee game being Wednesday. All right, next up here, we've got, as we continue along, Toronto and Philadelphia. Sixers 6.5-point home favorites, 220 the total in this one. I don't usually have very few words to say about a basketball game on this show, but I have very few words to say about this game. I have no interest backing the Sixers laying points, and I have no interest backing the Raptors, who have totally lost their confidence here the last few games. So backwood time, Vic.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Skee, you got anything more on this one? Toronto, Philadelphia.
Yes, and I feel like this line has moved too. My bad, I'm a little bit late with the line moves right now.
Pretty steady at 6.5.
It did get up to 7.5, but I guess it's down to 6.5 now. Yeah. So I don't agree with that. I like the Sixers in this game, and I just feel like it's two teams going in opposite directions here. You got Raptors have lost 5 games in a row, and by the way, I love when I like the other side and Ian don't want to talk about the game. Because I cut the capper and I already know what that means. Because
I
when he feels strong,
Philadelphia. I lean Philadelphia too. I get schizophrenic with this team laying 7, 8, 9 bigger points.
No, I'm just saying. I know when you like the Raptors, you're not shy to fire. So it got to be a reason why you're not firing.
Well, they suck right now.
They suck. Yeah, they suck, and especially they suck on the road all year. They only won 3 games, I think, out of 14. So and they've only covered 5 of those 14 games. So not a team I want anything to do with outside of the home or on the road. I mean, and for Philadelphia, they've been on fire. Last 2, especially at home, last 2 weeks at home, they're 4-0, winning by an average of 15.3 points per game. And I know the Raptors, the last 2 weeks, they played 2 road games. They're losing by an average of 8 points. So all year long, Philly, they cover in 75% of their home games. What's going to change now? You got a terrible road team that's playing bad right now, and you got a great home team that's playing good right now. So I just don't think you don't overthink this one. Philly's a top, or they're better in offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage, everything you could think of. They're number 1 3-point defense, and the Raptors, they ain't gonna hit no threes. They're the 3rd worst 3-point shooting team in the league. You got Philly is 3rd best shooting the 3, and Raptors a little bit worse than middle of the pack defending it. So I see a lot of advantages for the Sixers side, and we didn't even talk about the rest yet. 2 days to 0. I think this is an easy call.
All right, easy. Lay it with the Sixers here. Yeah, exactly. They've been off since Friday. Raptors played back-to-back against Golden State at home last night, and they get whipped by the Warriors in that game last night. Stephon Diggs is in the house, for Christ's sake, a Buffalo receiver, and that's the performance you put out there. If you're the Raptors, he's probably there to watch Golden State anyway, not the Raptors so much. But nevertheless, it was a bad performance, and they've had a bunch of them lately. And look, I don't want to hear excuses. Tons of Raptor fans I know in this year. I don't want to hear excuses that Gary Trent's out, Achua's out, Porter's out, OG Anunoby's out. No, you've played ass defense for weeks. All right, whether these guys have been in or out, your defense has been your calling card of all these years of great success that this franchise has had. They've lost their way on defense the last couple of weeks, totally lost their way. They're not defending anywhere close to the level the Raptors once did. Dutch, what do you think here? Raptors, Sixers.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. Blessum, X-Nizzle. I see you, my man. Our guy Dabby Cab in the building. Elliot V. I see you, my man. Everyone, let's run up them like buttons. Look at Ski, man. He didn't leave shit on the ball for me, man. What I got?
Payback.
Yeah, let me look down. I got anything? Oh yeah, okay. They are 2-1. The Sixers, ATS last 3 meetings versus these boys. Average margin to win 15 points. These motherfuckers, man. I tell you, we've been cashing out this. They've been at the crib for 2 weeks. This is the 5th basketball game for only 5 games. The last 2 weeks, they have not moved. They've been posted in Philly. We know Embiid and James Harden like that an awful lot. The whole motherfucking crew do. They've been handling business at the crib. 12-4 ATS at the house. They've covered 11 straight motherfucking times. We riding the trend. We go right back to the window. 12-0 ATS at home. 11. They've covered 11 games at home. Excuse me. And the Raptors, my man Ski touched on it. They're a fade and they're a super fade on the road. They've lost 5 straight basketball games overall. 1-9 straight up last 10 on the road. 1-7 ATS last 8 versus the Atlantic Division. I was on the show with our guy Jimmy the Bag on Friday. I mean, man, he pretty much said it, bro. Like, these Raptors are throwing the fucking towel in, it sounds like. And then they played one hell of a basketball game against Brooklyn, and Kyrie still shut them the fuck down, Yep. So, it is what it is, man. I think these boys are ready to call it 2023. And let's go. So I do like the Sixers here. I got a -6, -120. I think full. I was looking first half here, but low key Toronto seems to kind of hang around early and then full game just give it the fuck away. So give me the Sixers full game, handle business at the house, -6, -120. I like this look.
All right, there we go. And I think that's part of the it's a great point, Dutch. It's part of the problem too the Raptors had yesterday. They gave everything in their gas tank against Brooklyn. I mean, they really played a hell of a game against Brooklyn, and let it slip late. Kyrie just destroys their soul with that 3-pointer at the buzzer, and they just had nothing yesterday. They were still reeling, I think, from that loss on Friday night against Brooklyn, and now they got to go on a back-to-back. They suck on the road. They've lost their way defensively. Yeah, I see why people like Philly. I do. What do you think here, Wham Bam?
Yeah, man, I'm kind of feeling the same way with you guys. I think the line movement is in reference to the Gary Trent being questionable, upgraded to questionable. OG Anunoby upgraded to questionable. He's missed the last 4 games, so that could, correlate with them losing so much on defense with OG. Having him back may help, but I'm right there with you guys. I think that it is a good spot there. I haven't played this yet, but I think my boy, I know when Skee kind of called it in. You got to count the capper, man. When my boy Mavano don't want to do it and Skee talking, pumping his chest out, maybe I need to be on this, man.
sometimes, hey, you got to know when things aren't going well for a team where, we get there every game. Well, locally here, you get obviously the coverage, and it's not good right now with the Raptors. Of course, I get every NBA game. I'm not just stuck with watching the Raptors here. I've got my special, IPTV, all this good shit. I get every NBA game, every NFL game, every NHL, lots of college football and basketball. So I'm set. I don't need to settle for the Toronto
That's why you're
teams.
the machine, Bobano.
Yep.
The machine.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I can watch any damn thing I want from a sporting perspective. Make no mistake about it. All right, next up, we've got, as we continue along here, Orlando and Atlanta. Atlanta 8-point home favorites, 230, 231 the total. So everything in my soul and heart and brain tells me don't take Orlando tonight. Do not do it. But I'm taking Orlando tonight. I can't resist. I mean, I've been riding this team every game for like a week and a half now. And the change in this team has been spectacular to witness. The young kids are growing up before our eyes. Fultz, the two Wagner brothers, Banchero, Bol, who's not playing well right now for the Orlando Magic. They're playing great basketball. And look, their defense has gotten better. I think their offense is about as good as I've seen all season. They are on an incredible run, 6-0 straight up, 6-0 against the spread, beating the Clippers at home, twice against the Raptors, destroying Atlanta. It is a revenge spot, too, for Atlanta, so that's another thing to be concerned about. They beat down Atlanta 135-124 last week. And then they go to Boston, the Celtics, one of the best teams in the East in the NBA, and they win both in Boston. This has massive flat spot, let down, whatever you want to call it, written all over it for Orlando. And they're on a back-to-back. And Atlanta hasn't played since Friday night. I get all of that. It's all moving toward Atlanta. This is a spot, and Atlanta revenging a loss last week. I get it. There's reasons to like Atlanta, not me. Atlanta's still not the team I want to lay points with. I know they beat down Charlotte. Good for them. Charlotte is not Orlando right now. They're not playing great defense still. They've gone over the total for their last 5. I actually think this is probably worth a look to the over as well, this game. Total at 230 right now. It probably does go over the total. And I know everything that says from a spot perspective, it's an Atlanta spot. It's a horrible spot for Orlando. I get all of that, but I'm still taking the Magic. I've cashed with them 5 or 6 in a row now. If I lose tonight, so be it. It is what it is, but we're going to ride the train. And I always do this, even in a bad spot. I ride the team I've been backing game in and game out, and I'll do that tonight with the Magic. What do you think here, Skee? Orlando, Atlanta.
Yeah, well, I understand that if you want to continue to ride it till it falls off. I mean, they have been playing better basketball. Atlanta, has been pretty poor. They don't have a lot of good things going on for themselves over there, except for potentially getting Murray back in the lineup. That would be a boost.
Yep.
So, I know one thing. I don't want Atlanta. I don't give a damn how much rest they got. I'm not betting Atlanta minus anything. So it would only be Orlando or pass. And the one thing I can say is the difference is they play a lot of those games at the house. They now go on the road where they haven't been that great. I think they've only won 3 games. They've only covered a little bit less than 50% of their games on the road. So it's one where I won't be involved. I guess if I have to play it, I'll probably look towards the total. And I know both teams are really good defending the 3 on the season. They're both top 10. And I know Orlando doesn't want to play with pace. And if that's the team that I'm leaning towards, then that's the way I'm going to lean on the total. So under, lean Orlando, nothing official.
Nothing official, but lean Orlando and the under. I am on Orlando. I'm just riding or dying with this Magic team right now. And Murray is questionable. He might return for the first time. And Clint Capella is still out. He ain't coming back for Atlanta. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Bet That with Jay. I see you, my dude. Slow Jams in the building. Yeah, man. This is definitely Atlanta spot here. I think you kind of got to look at Atlanta first half here. I'm with you though. I didn't bet this game, but it definitely has Atlanta all over it with 2 huge wins by the Magic, not just 1 but 2. I mean, they beat Boston back to back. They did smack around Atlanta the other day. The score wasn't really as close as the final score. They beat them boys pretty good. Atlanta's had their way with them, and then of course they got the rest advantage too. Ski. So having 2 days off at the crib. I don't want to bet Atlanta first half. I love what I've seen out of Orlando. I mean, Mobano touched on it. But yeah, this is clearly, in my opinion, Atlanta first half. There's a reason why this line is so high. There's a reason why this line is so high, in my opinion. But yeah, no play for me.
All right, no play for Dutch here in this one. How about you, Wham?
Yeah, it's no play for me as well. It's a backward in my opinion. I do like the prop for Paulo Banchero, though. I do like that over 21 and a half points. I think he goes probably 30 today. Trying to go against this team that they were talking shit. Even if he ain't playing, he's probably still trying to give it to the Hawks just based off of the little interaction he had with the Kid Murray in the summer league. Yeah, but other than that, bro, like that's the only thing I was thinking about. But I haven't put that, so it's nothing official, like my guy said.
All right, we got Dallas and Minnesota next up. We've got the Mavericks 4.5 point road favorites, 229 the total in this one. Looks like with the Mavericks tonight, you always have to check on this. Is Luka going to play? Looks like he is in tonight for the Mavs. It's Tim Hardaway, who right now is questionable due to an illness. Dwight Powell, same thing with a thigh injury. And of course, it looks like Kleber still out for Dallas. Minnesota, they've been without Towns for a while. Karl Anthony Towns is still out. And they've got a bunch questionable. D'Angelo Russell currently actually been upgraded to probable with the left knee contusion. Questionable is Rudy Gobert as he continues to go through an ankle injury that's kept him out for the last 2 games. I ain't laying points on the road here with Dallas, although they're off a loss to Cleveland at home, tight one in overtime. They do have the advantage of a day off, back-to-back situation here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'd still lean Timberwolves, but I don't love it. I don't love it. What do you think here, Skee? Dallas, Minnesota.
Yeah, not a game that I love either. You said Luca's in, so I was thinking he was going to sit. It was a few people on the injury report for that side, and I really don't want anything to do with Minnesota either. So this will be a backwood for me.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Dutch, Dallas, Minnesota, and your boy Luka, he's in tonight.
Yeah, man, I'm on the Mavs here, man. I wanted to take them early, but they kind of went back a little bit. I was thinking early this morning I was going to fire this first quarter, but I'm actually going to take the -4, -120. I like the Mavs here off a loss. Shout out to our guy Picks from Dave, leader of the Nerd Nation. I see you, my man. J.A. with me with the Mavs, man. And our guy Razor Sharp Picks in the motherfucking building. I see you, my man. Now, I don't trust these faulty-ass, fugazi-ass fucking Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't give a fuck who's in the lineup. I was paying attention to my guy Jay Money this morning, and he was talking how Edwards be having bullshit games on Monday, and the whole Minnesota team be fucking around on a Monday. And that just kind of follows into my spot where I don't trust these motherfuckers, and you just especially don't trust them after a motherfucking weekend. So I like the Mavs here. Last time they played these boys, they got smacked the fuck around by 31 in Minnesota. Okay, I believe, and Luka was on the court too, so he remembers it. They haven't covered very many games, but they are 3-1 ATS last 4 after a cover, and they're 10-5 ATS last 15 meetings versus these boys. I beat these boys 7 out of the last 10 times they played. The Wolves are suspect as fuck, as I mentioned, especially at the house. 6-9 ATS last 9, this season at the house, and 3-7 ATS last 10 versus the Western Conference overall. Edwards, I don't trust. D-Lou, I don't trust. D-Lo. And Gobert's questionable, but I would really like not to see him out there because Dallas really doesn't have anything for him. Let's keep it real. They need to get a little tougher on the inside. That's one thing I am worried about when it comes to the Mavericks. But Luka, I would like to see Hardaway out there. He's been playing a little better, but I do want more. Honestly, I don't mind seeing Bullock out there because from a defensive perspective, they're a lot better than when Tim Hardaway Jr. starting out there. They're very small. And especially from a perimeter perspective after Luka. Obviously, Luka's a big boy, but not the best with his feet on the defense perspective. So I would like to see a little more Bullock. I want to see defense, and they got to fucking rebound. But I just think clearly they're a better team than the Wolves, and they will not have enough. Full game, Mavericks, -4, -120 is good money.
All right, Mavericks laying the short number on the road for Dutch. All right, Wham, what do you like?
Yeah, I don't like nothing in this game, man, at all, bro. This is a motherfucking backwood, bro.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Dutch is the Lone Ranger here with the Dallas Mavericks in this one against the.
Everyone threw in the towel on the Mavs. Man, they've been frustrating as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, but
They are.
I think this is more of a fade of Minnesota, in my opinion. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's a who do you trust who do you trust least? I guess is the question you got to ask yourself.
Right.
I trust Luka more. Goddamn it,
Yeah.
goddamn it. That's
Luka Moore. All right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. And
And
look, they're
Jason
up a
Kidd
lot.
too, from a coaching perspective. Give me
Best
Kidd too. You
advantage.
can't say that all the time either. So I'll take that and give me Luka, and let's get that. Let's get 5. All we need is 5, man. When we out, all right?
I feel you, bro. I feel you. I hope you
I
cash, my
hear
brother.
you on that. This should be a game they're capable of winning and winning by margin. Yet I wouldn't be shocked if it's buzzer beater Luka time at the.
I
at the
mean,
end. We'll have to wait and
that's
see.
what we've seen from the Mavericks, unfortunately, or they just don't show up at all. So I hear you, boys.
Crazy. Yep. All right. We'll see how that goes. Portland and Oklahoma City. We've got Portland 5.5-point road favorites, 229 the total here in this one. Portland, I'll be I got to admit, 17-13. They've been good on the road, 10-7 straight up, 12-5 against the spread. They bounced back from a disappointing game against the aforementioned Dallas Mavericks, who showed up that night. And then they followed it up. They beat Houston 107-95 in their next game. We've talked about just how incredible things have been lately for Damian Lillard, an incredible hot streak. He's kind of cooled off a little bit the last 2 games, and yet 24-25 points the last 2 games, and we call that cooling off. That tells you how good Damian Lillard's been shooting the ball. He had 40, 36, 38, 37 before that, before the last 2 games. Now you face Oklahoma City, who, continue to be pretty competitive in a lot of games. I mean, 8-point loss to Cleveland, 7-point loss at Dallas, 2-point loss to Miami, 2-point loss to Minnesota. They beat Memphis 115-109 on Saturday night as 11-point underdogs. Definitely a competitive team, in the majority of their games lately. No question about that. Tonight, though, dealing with some injuries. Josh Giddey's out for the Thunder tonight. Baisley remains out for them. They do have SGA, though. That's the most important cog, obviously. He's had an outstanding first half of the season for this Oklahoma City Thunder team. I agree with when Portland opened 7.5, I know they're playing better basketball lately, but all the Thunder seem to do is, hang in there, be competitive, and I lean to the home underdog, Oklahoma City. I like the over as well in this game. I know Oklahoma City, they've cooled off with the overs. They've started to go under the total a little bit, but I think in this matchup here against Portland, both teams are going to be able to have their success offensively. So I like the total going up and over here at 229 right now. What do you think here, Skee, with Blazers Thunder?
Well, it's a few people questionable for the Blazers side: Grant, Nurkic, and Hart.
Yep.
So we got to see what's going on with those guys. But I was looking for a Lillard prop. Really, that's what I was waiting on. It wasn't really out earlier, and I still don't see it right now. But he said he's going to be aggressive. I saw a quote that said, he's going to come out and play aggressive tonight. So I would look for him to score over his point prop. And in general, if you don't have, OKC is scrappy, they're good as a dog, but if you don't have SGA, going up against Dame and Simons and whoever else decides to play in this game, I'm not too high on them staying in this game. I think Portland can blow them out. So lean Portland here, and maybe I'll get to the window with them. If not, it'll probably be Lillard on his point prop.
29.5, by the way, with the Damian Lillard points prop. So asking him to get 30 these days doesn't seem like it's asking too much. I know he's been held below that the last 2 games. Could be a favorable matchup here for him tonight in this game. SGA is questionable, by the way. I thought for sure he'd be in, but it looks like he's questionable. He's actually upgraded to questionable, so we don't want to speak to. So that changes everything. I wouldn't be on the Thunder without him, so he's got to be in there. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Stimmy OG, Matt Stoney, DK in the building. I see y'all, man. I like the Blazers here. It's Rip motherfucking City from start to finish here. I wanted to kind of trifecta this bitch, to be honest with you, but I just stick with the -5, -120. Man, I don't really like them hookers when they get up a little around there, so I don't lay it. I'll drop the extra 10 cents. I like the Blazers here. There's levels to this shit, and I just believe the Blazers are on another level than OKC. They fuck around and have some good basketball game. SGA's a stud, but come on, man, these Blazers should put it all over them from start to finish, in my opinion. Excuse me. I think seriously, the Blazers are good money, especially on the road, man. They lights the fuck out on the road. They're 12-5 ATS on the road this year. They've covered 7 of the last 8 basketball games, won 6 of the last 8 basketball games straight up. They have, however, lost 4 basketball games straight to OKC. So this seems to me to be a pretty good spot to beat a fucking basketball team that they're clearly better than. and you lose 4 times in a row to a team that you know you're better than, I think you got to take that a little personally. I think Dane Time touched on it. Ski touched on it earlier that he said he's going to be aggressive, ready to go tonight. Give me Jeremy Grant in that lineup. Nurkic can sit, and let's run these boys start to finish. They should drop 130 on them. I like the Blazers team total as well. Not really my lane. The over does seem like a strong play as well. But yeah, the Blazers should do whatever they want from an offensive perspective against OKC.
Yeah, you would think so. Ramon Scott saying, I think the move down in the number indicator that SGA is going to play. I think he is going to play because he's been upgraded to questionable, and I find more than 50% of the time when they're upgraded from doubtful to questionable, they end up playing. So I think he probably will.
1.5, 2 points too. So that's a big move.
Definitely is. Wham, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I agree with you there. I think SGA is probably locked in here. But I mean, like you said, bro, is that enough? I mean, SGA, so what, man? The Blazers should be the spot here. They should ball out. I do agree with Skee with the Dame little look. I didn't know he came out with those words that he was going to come out aggressive, but that helps out a whole lot because I know he's been still kicking that prop as far as the 21.5 over points there with Dame. So he's still been going over that. If I'm not mistaken, it's about, I just had it up here. My apologies, you guys. Just went to the wrong screen. Yes, 7 out of the last 11 games he's went over that prop there. So this has been hidden over the last 5 weeks. As far as this game, though, I didn't go to the window yet with the Blazers, and I'm thinking I am because I'm starting to get a little buyback. It was at 5.5. It's at 4.5 now. I think I might get a little bit of chance to hop on it, but I haven't locked that in officially yet. But I'm agreeing with you guys. I think OKC, they showed us, man, that they already did. They showcase already as far as how good they can be. It's time to tank. It's time to get back to those picks, starting to accumulate more picks like they don't have enough already. But, yeah, I think OKC is still a fade right now, and I believe you can get that value here with the short number with the Blazers.
All right, we've got the Bucks and the Pelicans next up. And how about the Pelicans here? Our 1-point home favorites, 228 being the total in this game. You've got, even though they've lost 3 in a row, the Pelicans, 2 in a row to Utah, and then a loss to the Phoenix Suns on Saturday night, 118-114 in a game where it was all New Orleans in the first half. And then, well, basically Devin Booker happened on Saturday night, 58 points for Devin Booker. Just an incredible performance. Shot 21 of 35 from the field and 6 of 12 from three-point range. He was just unstoppable. Unconscious for the Phoenix Suns as they roar back to beat the Pelicans 118-140. It's about damn time they beat those guys. Stop complaining about Zion dunking on you and start beating this team if you're upset about it. And they finally did the Saturday night against New Orleans. And now New Orleans looking to bounce back, 3 straight losses back home where they have a pretty good 12-3 straight up record. And Milwaukee's been very average on the road, 7-5. Straight up on the road this year. How about just 4-8 against the spread on the road this year, the Milwaukee Bucks? So there's a reason why this game is pick 'em and the Pelicans are short favorites here. I think spot-wise, New Orleans, there's things that add up for them. Milwaukee does have everybody available except for Middleton, but I think it's a Pelican spot. Step-up game. You got a team that's been a perennial contender coming into your barn. Feels like the Pelicans here. For me, I don't love it because the Bucks to me are very capable in spots like this. I don't think it's the terrible matchup for them, but it does feel like the Pelicans are going to bring their A game tonight, and that's enough to keep me off the side. I'd only lean Pelicans. I'd lean a little bit to the over too, but I'm lukewarm on both of those opinions. Dutch, how about you? It's a great game. Should be interesting. Bucks, Pelicans.
Yeah, I agree, Bobon. I'm kind of right with you there. I honestly agree with everything you said. I have not bet this basketball game. I still have question marks on the Pelicans. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really do. Mike M giving us some great stats though that back up kind of where you're leaning. And I do think the Pelicans, from everything I've seen, are the play here. It's just hard for me, but it does have kind of a little bit of when we had the Grizzlies the other day when it was about -2.5. line. Now the line's a little bit smaller here in the Pelicanos' favor, but does seem somewhat of that situation here as well. But the Pelicanos did lose. They did fuck around a little bit and lose to Utah back-to-back, and then, of course, gave away most recently here to Phoenix. So I don't really trust this basketball team. Zion's playing out of his mind. But yeah, I can't bet this basketball game. Intriguing. I'm ready to watch it. And what's up with the Bucks though? There's a lot of question mark. Obviously, bringing Middleton back, a big piece. Bringing them back is throwing them off. Throwing them off. They got out to a hot start, but they're hitting the bumps in the road right now. So not a bet on basketball team in my opinion right now. But spot, at any time.
Both teams too are really excellent at home, cooking on their home floor, and just mediocre on the road. Both of them. So this was in Milwaukee. I'd lean Milwaukee, but it's in New Orleans, and I'm kind of leaning Pelicans here. What do you think here, Skee?
I keep going back and forth on this one as far as the side, just because Pelicans, what did they lose every game they played on the road? Like just now?
Yep,
Yeah.
2 against Utah in the Phoenix game. Yep.
Yeah, so I know how good they've been at home, and coming off 3 straight losses, I think they want to get right here tonight. So I think you get a really good effort from them. They're I see 12-3 straight up, 9-6 against the spread. And you're just asking them to win tonight versus Milwaukee is 7-5 straight up on the road. So I want to lean towards the Pelicans here, but I'll get there with the under. I know the Pelicans are bottom 10 in pace, and they're the home team who I think is going to win. So it should be a slower pace game. And Milwaukee's middle of the pack last 5 games anyway. Both teams top 10, defending the 3. And I was looking at – you got a couple guys missing here. It's a lot of scoring missing with Middleton and Ingram. And I just think this one has gotten a little bit too high. So under 228 is what I got it at. And not a big play, but I like it.
All right, there we go. Wham Bam, what do you think?
Yeah, I like Joe Ingles coming back today. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's not going to play a crazy extensive amount of minutes. Take up a lot of the Chris Middleton minutes that just start to accumulate. So I don't expect it to be like that. But I think this Bucks team may be just a little bit more rested, right? Wouldn't we say that? Like as far as like what they've been playing over the last few days. And I just think that this, if I'm not mistaken, I think they haven't played. Yeah, they both played on the 17th, 15th, and 13th, all 3 of those times.
It's actually pretty close. Even.
Yeah, they've been some of those guys sat though. Like
Giannis but that's what I was thinking. Giannis is not playing. They're getting Joe Ingles back. I just think that they may be a little bit more fresher. That's all I'm thinking. I'm thinking the guys that's going to be available, I think they may be a little bit more fresher. I'm looking to go first half with the Bucks here. But again, that's a bet that I didn't make here. I'm trying to keep it kind of trimming the fat here because I've been having a terrible week last week. So I'm trying to stay away from games that I don't really have bigger edges in. But that's my edge in this game. I think that they probably a little bit more rested and they come out and do work in the first half. Maybe it'd be one of those games that they lost so many games in a row. They try to give it their all as far as the Pelicans, and they come back and win. So I don't know as far as the full game, but I'm thinking Bucks first half here.
Yeah, this is one of these games where the chat's like, you see Bucks or nothing, and then you see Pelicans or nothing. The chat's 50-50 on this motherfucker too.
Well, it's a good game though.
The line says it.
Yeah, I like I Pelicans before Bucks for me if I were to get involved, but I probably won't. San Antonio, Houston. We've got the Rockets 5-point home favorites, 228 the total in this game. I mean, you talk about 2 very bad teams, identical 9-20 records, both going to be battling in the lottery at the end of the season. You know, I don't want to lay points with Houston, but do I want to take San Antonio that much? No, not really. I think the over maybe because 4 of the last 5 have gone over the total head to head. Between the Rockets and the Spurs, I don't expect a ton of defense to be played necessarily in this game. Houston actually hasn't played that bad defensively lately, and they've gone 4 of the 5 under. But the series history strong over. Even then, it's a conflicting argument because both teams have kind of trended under lately. So other than maybe a lean over the total, I'm probably not going to do much here. What do you think, Skee? Spurs, Rockets?
I don't really like this game. I know I was looking more towards an under. And I don't feel comfortable laying points with the Rockets. I also don't feel comfortable backing the Spurs. So this is a pass for me.
All right, Dutch, how about you here? Spurs and Rockets.
That's a
back with this motherfucker, man.
There he is.
All right.
All right, Wham, have you got something
I'm on my
here?
show right now.
Hey man, listen.
You hear me?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. My boy Dutch right there. My boy Dutch says it's a backwood. My boy Skee says it's a backwood. I didn't really hear too much from Babano either. What are we doing here, you guys? What's going on? Okay, let's paint the picture here. we know how Jabari Smith has been my guy, man. We know he went so crazy on my birthday. He dropped a career high, bro, on 23 points against this same team that they're playing today. Man, sometimes things just happen like that, bro. Sometimes things just happen like that. And here we're going right back to the well just because of that. Now, we do know that Pop does crazy things with the lineup. Maybe he'll have Devin Vassell come off the bench. Maybe Keldon Johnson only plays 23 minutes or some crazy shit like that. But we do know that this team in the Rockets, bro, like you said, Bavano, they've been playing pretty good defense, and they've been playing some pretty good opponents. Let's be real. Like, they've been playing pretty good opponents too. So I'm going here. I'm talking about Jabari over 2.5 all day. We're going to keep that one locked in until it just completely falls off the cliff and he doesn't get the 3-point attempts. So we're going over the 2.5 3-point makes, but we're also going to go over the 13.5 points, because what I've been noticing is that he's taking advantage of the smaller defender and doing more post work down low. So I expect him to possibly be crashing the board. We know how bad these guys are as far as rebounding with the Spurs, and then I expect him to possibly be getting putbacks, staying down there as well. So if he's not hitting the 2.5 threes, he's going to get those points. I know that for sure. I'm going in on that. I'm keying in on that. But also, we got to go back to the streak as well with the first half at the house. This is a team that I'm cool with going up against early, at least, as far as the San Antonio Spurs. I know it's not a big road trip. It's not that far from Houston as far as San Antonio. It's about 3.5 or 2.5 hours or whatever. But I still believe that this Houston Rockets is going to get the home cooking. And our guy, Austin Wang, is going to be in the tennis ski. So we know when Austin Wang is in there, Jabari goes over his 3-point makes and the first half covers as well. So we're going to keep my boy alive. He'll be in there over the 2.5 3-point makes, over 13.5 points, and Rockets -2 in the first half. I tripled up in this game. Y'all, I'm gonna be really keyed in on it. I'm glad my guys ain't on it because I got something for y'all. We got it here. You got it here. Jabari over 2.5 3-point makes. Best bet for today, man.
That's why we have a 4-person show on Mondays, the OG Monday edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Someone's got our backs. If someone doesn't have something, the other guy picks you up. That's exactly it. You're picking us up here on this game, Spurs and Rockets, giving the viewers what they want, something to bet at the end of the night. All right, we got the Lakers and the Suns next up. Do we have something to bet here? Phoenix 10.5-point home favorites, 227.5 the total in this game. That's a lot of points to be laying with Phoenix after that miraculous comeback, performance of a lifetime from Devin Booker at 58 points. After that kind of performance, I got to admit, from a spot perspective, I'm not in love with laying 10.5 with Phoenix in this spot coming off a game like that. Not to mention Booker's out tonight. With the groin injury. No wonder he's got a fucking groin injury after he probably pulled it the fifth carrying the fucking Suns to victory the other night with that 58 points. So he's out. Cam Johnson's still out. Campaign is still out. DeAndre Ayton right now is a game time decision with an ankle injury as well. So they could be a shorthanded bunch tonight. This could be a night to look at Landry Shamet too and Mikal Bridges props. These are the guys that are going to have to step up scoring without Devin Booker tonight. For the Phoenix Suns. So those could be some good prop options, especially the Lakers. They play a fast pace, brisk pace, and not always the best defense in the world. And we saw that last night, although they did still beat Washington 119-117, but gave up 44 of 95 shooting in the victory to the Wizards. Back-to-back now for the Lakers, which isn't exactly a bet-on situation. So I think, if anything, I'd look at those props I mentioned, Bridges and Shamet, if I were to bet something in this game tonight. Wouldn't be really all that in a hurry to bet the Lakers. Anthony Davis, of course, is going to be out for at least a month after the foot injury he suffered against Denver on Friday night. That didn't look good. And LeBron is also going to be out with a left ankle injury tonight for the Lakers. What do you think here, Skee, with the Suns and the Lakers?
Yeah, this line has gone all over the place. I don't even know where it's at right now, but I would think without LeBron, without Anthony Davis, you got to just bet on Westbrook, right?
Yep.
From the Lakers side. So then there goes LJ. Westbrook points, rebounds, assists over. I'll agree. Either do that or triple-double, double-double, however you got to bet Westbrook. Bet him some kind of way.
He's got to be there. Exactly. He's got to take a lot more on his plate now with LeBron and AD both out same game. What do you think here, Dutch? Suns, Lakers.
So let me get this straight. Our boy Skee's no longer on the trade bandwagon. He's got the fucking Russell Westbrook fucking pom-poms going. Okay. Hey, I see you, my guy. Talking about
I
rest
know
this,
what
rest
a
that.
change
Okay.
of events, huh, bro? What a change of events.
Shit. Hey, man, whatever's
I call it
around
like I
comes
see
through.
it. All right,
Yeah.
I call it like I see it.
Yeah, but I don't have anything for this basketball game. Shout out to Book though, man. He was on fire the other night. You know, say what we will about his ass, but he was cooking the other night.
And I appreciate that. I was on Phoenix on Saturday night. I really
Good shit,
appreciate
good
that.
shit. Yeah, I can't bet this basketball game. Too many points, but I mean, if you want to put it on one team and one team's gonna sit their starters, it might be the LA Lakers. And come on, man. Hey, I know we all seen the clip. You don't think we're gonna let this shit slide? They out there playing football, right? In Nikes and shit, LeBron and AD, and then not even 72 hours later, maybe not even fucking 48 hours later, this motherfucker out for a month with a foot injury. Come on, man. What the fuck? Hey, this shit is, I don't know, it's some bull ass shit. That's all I got to say. AD, man, you was looking so good. Just when just when you bought us back, just when you did, this motherfucker goes and does the AD again. What is he? Day-to-day Davis or day-to-day Davis?
Data Davis.
Yeah. There we go. He's back to that shit
Jesus.
again. Come on, man.
Jesus.
What we doing with this basketball game, my man?
Hey man, hey, we're gonna have to leave Data Davis alone, bro. We're gonna give him the holidays off, man. We're gonna give you the holidays off. You can get a little couple liquors in you know what I'm saying? Get back right, get your conditioning back right, and come back, you know what I'm saying? Just in time for us to give you a new teammate in the trade deadline. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Lakers is playing this shit. And today seems like the Suns are playing similar too, because Booker being out. Booker did everything he could to get them that win, bro. Like, no Booker, no offense? Because 58 points, it's a lot of damn points you missing, dog. Like, I mean, even if this is the weak-ass Lakers, at least these guys been playing. At least they got Russell Westbrook. At least they got Thomas Bryant there. It seems like he filled right in and got the double-double last game. I didn't think he was going to be productive the next game following, but he definitely showed it. Right now, his double-doubles now plus 145, so I think the books are respecting Thomas Bryant as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if the layup boys even plays today and they lose, you know what I'm saying, by the Lakers. I like the 11. I'm not going to lie. I like the 11. I think it's way too many points. I think it's an overreaction. We've seen the overreaction be a crazy way to make money in the NBA so far this year. And I think this is a definite overreaction. Maybe Lakers first half. I was kind of hoping somebody else was thinking my way because I didn't bet this yet again. I'm trying to trim the fat. We're right here, but this is one of those things. I'm thinking the Lakers early, maybe a little too much points, man, to give up. And obviously, I didn't get to put the Westbrook triple-double in. I've been talking about it all day. They haven't made it available, but once they do, we will be on that Westbrook triple-double, man. I think that is a good player there. But as far as the Lakers first half, I think that's the strongest play I have in this game.
All right. I don't hate the Lakers look to them tonight, honestly, even on the back-to-back, because this Phoenix team, after that kind of comeback with the Pelicans the other night, I'm not in love with the spot to lay double digits here. All right, final game now of this Monday card, Charlotte and Sacramento. Sacramento now 10.5 point home favorites here, 240. What a huge total this is, 240 across the board. But you got Charlotte off the loss at Denver where, they battled the Nuggets pretty tough. They led a decent part of that game, but that fell short in the second half. They end up losing by 4. They're on a back-to-back here against a rested Sacramento team. Now, the Kings are off a 6-game road trip. I don't love these first home games off a road trip spot, but they've had a couple days, and I don't want Charlotte. And Sacramento, we know, is the better, of these two teams still. So I can only look at the Sacramento side, but it's gone away from us, 7 up to 10. Probably a first half full game split. I lean in that direction with Sacramento -6 first half, -10 full game. I have to agree with the total move as well because Charlotte, certainly on the back-to-back, they're going to struggle to defend this Sacramento team. I could see it going up and over the total. We've seen 140, 110, 124, 123, 127, 126. We've seen some crazy games high scoring-wise with the Hornets and the Kings head-to-head the last couple of years. So it's a high total, but it's high for a very good reason. What do you think here, Skee? Hornets, Kings?
I think the spread is like either, it's high like this for a reason, or this is just crazy to me for the Kings to be laying this kind of points. Like, since when are the Kings a double-digit win kind of team?
Yeah.
It's their first game back after, I think, a 6-game road trip.
Yep.
And they just won their last 2 games off the road trip. So they're, they might be okay and not, have too much, like they might not take this one too serious. Like they lost the whole road trip and now they've got to come back and win. You know what I'm saying? And so the flat spot last 3 years is 40.7%. That's just to fade Sacramento. And if they have the rest advantage, like Sacramento does tonight, it's 18, 34, and 3, which is 34.6%. That also says fade Sacramento. So we're not going to be worried because it's 2 days rest compared to 0 off of this flat spot. And also just looking at that number in general, like I said, minus 10.5. If you was to put that on all Sacramento games, they're 5-23. Wow. Whereas if you give the Hornets plus 10.5, they're 21-9. I mean, they're 21-9. So they played before, and last time that they played, Melo wasn't playing and Rozier was out, and the Hornets was killing them at first. In the first half, that was about like 15, and the Kings came back and won the game by like 7 or something like that. So in my mind, when you have a big lead like that in the game and you give it up, you remember that kind of thing for the next time you see that team. So I'm thinking Charlotte here. Just a couple more numbers to support what I'm saying here. Road dogs on a back-to-back, just going back to about April of last year, they're 57.1%, 108 and 81. And then road teams are road dogs of 10 or more. So double-digit road dogs without rest after a road game at a rest disadvantage. So just breaking it all the way down to what the Hornets are playing today. They're 18-9 against the spread so far all of this year, just in 2022. So wow. I am going to go with the Hornets plus the 10.5.
Debunking, and at least in some situations, the rest advantage theory with some of those numbers right there. Again, part of this too is that it's not so bad of a situation with the set back-to-back with the Kings off a very long East Coast road trip too. So, that might, and it is a lot of points. I mean, I'll just throw it out this year alone. Sacramento's 0-1 against the spread as a 10-point favorite or more, and Charlotte is 4-3 against the spread this year as a 10-point dog or more. So there you go. You're talking about a Sacramento team that ain't used to laying double digits. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Hey, Skee had to bring the heat when he says he's taking the motherfucking Charlotte Hornets. That's all I know. Hey, but yeah, good shit, bro. I think if it comes to this basketball game, honestly, man, I think it's Kings team total over. Really, man. I know we ain't in the business of laying that many points with Sacramento, so I already feel that. But how the fuck do they not just do whatever the fuck they want against this basketball team? And the Hornets are cool to pick up basketball style game too, especially with LaMelo's ass back, not wanting to pass the ball. And if he does. He does at times, I will say. But this team mainly is just get their own, and let's hopefully get more than them. But they ain't getting more than Sacramento. I don't know if they're going to get 11 more than them. But, Kings team total seems like good money to me. The team totals stood out to me today. I've been looking a little more on the team totals rather than the totals of the game. Was the Blazers team total and the Kings team total. I don't know how those teams just don't really get 125 plus, right? They should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. A lot of love in the chat. Shout out to our guy Rizza for Sabonis props. So, I mean, Sabonis should be able to get what he wants tonight, too. I'm a big Sabonis guy, but I see a lot of the chat liking Sabonis tonight. We got 250 heads in here right now, so it's only right. Let's start off this. We're going to have a big fucking week. It's going to start out with a big night. Right. But let's show some motherfucking love. Let's hit the like button. Let's run it up. We need at least half of them motherfuckers to hit the like button at this motherfucking time. And we appreciate all the real ones, most definitely. Wham Bam, you fucking with this game, bro?
Hey, talk about it, man. Charlotte off of back-to-back. They have went under 3 times out of 4 second half of the back-to-backs that they have. I know this is a high total for a reason. Both of these teams have crazy pace. You got LaMelo coming back. Maybe Rozier's not out, so it's not going to be the slow type pace. I expect it to be that. I do expect my guy Skee to cash that Charlotte play, but I'm expecting me to cash the under 2 or under 240.5. I expect it to go down, bro. I don't have any strong numbers that's going to back that other than that the Hornets have been holding opponents to the 10th best points per game at 113 points. I don't think this is going to get to 220 each, 120 each, bro. I think it's going to be mostly 110, 115, or something around there. It's maybe a sweat type game. We don't want to watch the first 3 quarters. I will tell you that. You probably don't want to watch the first 3 quarters. Come back in on the fourth quarter. it's going to be well under 240. I think it's going to be defensive display towards the end of the game, especially with the back-to-back spot there for the Hornets there. So I like this under, man, 240.5. That is official play for me. Again, it's not going to give you any strong, crazy numbers. You start looking at the numbers, you're going to get scared, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Just think
But
about the
scared money
situation
don't make
here.
money.
Yeah, scared money don't make no money. This is a situational spot. I think the under is just too high, bro. So this is the highest total, and they did go under 232 last time. So I think that they're thinking that the defense is going to get thrown away this game by increasing the number by 8 points as far as what the total is. But I think that's wrong idea. I think it's going to go under again. So give me the under 240.5.
All right. Too many points, says Wham Bam here with Charlotte, Sacramento under 240.5. All right. Great stuff. We got to wrap because college basketball net profits coming up right after this. Hit the like button on the way out. 253 live viewers. Best bets coming up right after we hear from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, and manscaped.com. Promo code PubSports, 20% off, free shipping using promo code PubSports. All right, best bets to wrap it up for this OG Monday on the NBA Pub Hub. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you got for best bet?
I will go with the Charlotte Hornets plus 10.5. It's the public play today, but the public wins too. So give me the Hornets.
All right, there is
You're walking out on that edge.
Charlotte Hornets there, plus 10 against the Sacramento Kings for best bet. There you go. Little animal sound right there. Got to add to the collection. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Freshest look, man. We're going to the land to get that money, man. Believe it. Cavaliers -6. It's good money, man.
All right, Cavaliers laying the points against the Jazz for Dutch Boy Fresh with the freshest look. Wham, best bet.
Best bet for me. I really want to get y'all two, but y'all already know we're doing Jabari. We're going to go Darius Garland double-double. The Utah Jazz ranked 25th in opposing assists. It's not going to be about the points for Darius. It's going to be about the assists. I think he gets over 10, and let's get the double-double at plus 200.
All right, there we go. Double-double for Wham with his best bet prop look here on the NBA Pub Hub. Best bet for me on this show. Look, tricky card. There's not a lot I love, but I'm going to go against what looks like the bad spot for Orlando, or the good spot for Atlanta, I should say, and go with Orlando, +8. I mean, I'm riding this team again. They're just terrific basketball, and I don't trust the Hawks, even if they've got a rest advantage, even if they're playing with revenge. Not right now. Orlando's the team in the better form. Even on a back-to-back, you're getting a generous number with a surging, confident team. Orlando +8 for me with best bet here against Atlanta. All right, that'll wrap it up. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. Hit the like button on the way out. We appreciate it very much. We got Connor Mack and yours truly, college basketball net profit, coming up next right here on Pub Sports Radio. For Skee Profit, for Dutch, for Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Tuesday. Dutch will be hosting the NBA Pub Up for Tuesday right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the real ones. Ramon, Scott, Slow Jams, D Mills, Long Balls, Larry, Mastoni. I see you, my man. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.